So we're seeing a huge amount of demand still in the subsea market. There's an enormous amount of capacity being built. We're seeing the following of Moore's Law. We're seeing more capacity required at lower costs, and that driving the industry forward. Interestingly, there is no longer a real requirement for huge amounts of capacity on single fibres. We're seeing much larger systems with much larger fibre counts, but with lower power and lower capacity amplifiers on each fibre cable. So I think we're seeing a lot of investment from the hyperscalers, from Facebook and Amazon and Netflix and the like. Lots of people looking for lots of capacity, and that is driving some really interesting developments. We're seeing, as I say, more capacity, but also more intelligent capacity. We're seeing more deployment of colourless and directionless ROADM technology, all of which enables dynamic routing of capacity, even at remote branching units out at sea. And we're seeing the offshore subsea networks becoming intelligent, which is something we haven't seen in the past. So SD-Wan is really interesting. I think it has a huge and enormously important place in terrestrial networks which have great any-to-any connectivity. For a long time in the subsea network, because subsea is predominantly point-to-point, we haven't seen so much of an influence with SD-Wan. But with the onset of the directionless and colourless ROADM technology, with the ability to switch traffic dynamically in locations far out at sea, we're beginning to see SD-Wan take a larger place in the transatlantic subsea and oceanic subsea markets. So I think it's really important for the industry to have events like this. The subsea industry in particular is a relatively close-knit community, but it needs to have events whereby people get together regularly. If these events didn't exist, then the carriers would have to do it. The carriers and the suppliers would have to do them themselves, because the communication that happens at events like this are what drives the development of capacity and the architecture of our networks moving forward.